Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host Kim Whitley here. And we got a special guest joining us today. He goes by the name of John Sykes. He's the president of Entertainment Enterprises here at iHeart, our boss.
One of the three wise men.
That's right. He's the one that controls things over here. He's part responsible for this beautiful studio we have here and our deal with BET. Mm-hmm. And he is the chairman of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Good morning.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me here on the Breakfast Club. I'm excited.
You got to be tired because me and you left the game late last night. Knicks won, though.
Go Knicks. Man, they pulled it out, and they just did great. How proud.
Absolutely.
I don't know why, John, I've known you for so long, but I did not know you was the chairman of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I have complained a lot about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame changing their name. It should just be the Music Hall of Fame. Yeah. Why is it regulated to just rock and roll?
Well, it's funny. Jay-Z said the same thing a couple years ago when he got in. I think over the past few years, not past years, past 10 or 20 years, people have mistaken rock and roll, rock for rock and roll. Mm-hmm. Rock is a bunch of white guys playing guitars, which is part of rock and roll.
Correct.
Rock and roll came from rhythm, blues, gospel, country, and it's an amalgam of sounds that really represented young America and rebelling against their parents, the church, the government, and that's what rock and roll was. I'd say 6 of the first 10 inductees of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame were black. Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Fats Domino, on and on, Ray Charles. And so what happened was it spread and it found itself in the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, but also in Marvin Gaye, and now with hip hop. But if you trace all the music you hear that's moving young America, it goes back to the roots of rock and roll. So I really felt, and Jay's been my friend for many, many years, and he pushed back on it. I explained it to him. He goes, you should tell more people about this,
right?
Yeah,
because it was reductively known as rock, which is only one cornerstone. But when Jay-Z won or accepted his award that Dave Chappelle gave him in Cleveland 2 years ago, he held it up and said, "Now that's rock and roll."
Oh wow! So okay.
And what's the criteria of being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Rock and Roll of Fame, you have to have had a record out for at least 25 years, and so that's technically the criteria. Subjectively, the criteria is that you've moved culture, that something you've done has moved young fans or other artists to follow in your footsteps. So so just selling a lot of records is just one part of it. Having an impact and moving music, moving culture is a big part of it. It's really excellence.
Well, that's interesting because I wonder, is there anyone who's been upset? They're like, I've done all that. I really want, because you have so many musicians. Is there anyone has been upset and like, I mark all these boxes. How can I get in?
Oh boy, I get. It's like I have to unlist my phone number. And because it's very subjective. And people say, well, I've done this. It's like Cooperstown or NFL. Like, why isn't so-and-so in baseball in Cooperstown? Why isn't so-and-so NFL? And that's where it moves from objective to subjective, where once you have the criteria, you have a group of 30 nominee committees made up of 30 nominees or voters. And it's like Questlove, Little Steven from the Springsteen band, Dave Grohl, music critics. It's this group of experts, and then they send the 30 people nominate 17 artists, and then they go to a general voting category of 1,200.
So being that it's in New York this year on the 50th year of hip hop, I'm assuming it's gonna be a lot of hip hop inductees.
Yeah, well, we've got DJ Kool Herc is getting the musical influence award. Okay, 50 years ago. I know we're in Brooklyn, but he was in the Bronx when he found it. But so we're going to honor DJ Kool Herc. This is not hip hop, but Don Cornelius, Soul Train.
Come on,
man.
Yeah.
He's going in, and he's going in. He brought black music into not black homes, but white homes.
Yes.
Right.
And he was, they call him the Black Dick Clark. So I got here, I go, why isn't he in? So this year we're putting him in. And
so it doesn't have to just be about recording artists, just people in music that push the culture. Because
exactly,
gotcha.
Envy, because there's a performer category, and that's what Missy Elliott, Rage Against the Machine, Willie Nelson, all these people are getting in. Then there's
Willie Nelson just getting in.
Yeah, I know. See, that's the problem.
George Michael just getting in.
I know.
What?
Oh,
Congrats to Missy,
Sheryl Crow,
but Willie Nelson.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the guy's 90 years old.
Jesus.
He finally gets in. So we got.
Is he coming?
He's coming, man.
Wow.
He's coming. But here you have two. You have iconic moments. You have the 50th anniversary of the founding of hip hop, and Willie Nelson's 90th birthday happening that we're going to celebrate that night in
Oh, that is going to be. Is he going to perform?
Yeah, he's going to perform. He's still playing. He played this week in Hollywood Bowl with. Like everybody came to play with the Willie Nelson. The guy's he's a machine.
I heard he don't smoke no more though. I heard he still gets high, but he does like edibles. He don't actually
smoke?
Wow.
Because it's probably messing with his vocal cord.
Yeah. I think he might. Did he have something like cancer or something? Or am I making this up?
I'm not sure, but at 90 you got to change, right?
Absolutely.
90, really?
And by the way, Missy Elliott, first female hip hop artist ever to get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Really?
Wow, what?
First female. But it also something about hip hop that people don't know is the last 4 years hip hop artists have gotten in first ballot, which is impossible.
Wow.
Which is Biggie, Jay, Eminem, and now Missy.
Wow.
So it's but that shows what rock and roll. I mean, you look at this. You look at the inductees list: Willie Nelson, Kate Bush, Missy Elliott, George Michael, Rage Against the Machine, Sheryl Crow, The Spinners. It touches all bases.
That's right.
Well, I know you got to go because I know you're doing your
Hold
round,
on,
your rounds.
musical excellence award. We got to talk about that too. Shaka Khan.
Shaka
Come on
Khan.
now, Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan,
Yeah.
Shaka Khan. Let me rock your Shaka
Al
Khan.
Cooper, Bernie Taupin.
Yeah, Barry Taupin wrote all his Elton John songs. And, that's
look at
the
that.
songwriter because that's
Right.
the musical excellence. It used to be called the sideman category, where like a drummer or a guitar player, and now Rogers is in. His producer Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis are in. Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. It could be, and Bernie, who wrote for Elton. Now, occasionally a performer gets in musical excellence because Shaka Khan has been on the ballot so many times that the committee decides it's time to put her in as someone who's influenced music. So I'm proud of when you look at this list. It's everybody. It's white, black, short, tall, fat, skinny.
Yes.
It's like but that's rock and roll. Rock and roll is not jazz. It's not elite. It's owned by the fans. It's about sex when it was there, but it was about rebellion. And so it to be relevant, you got to be evolving.
That's
right. I love
Otherwise,
that.
you'd be the old person's Hall of Fame.
That's right.
And they play music here at the Breakfast Club. Is there a category where they ever get in?
Oh, good question.
Yeah,
Kim.
okay.
Breakfast Club?
Yeah, the Breakfast. It's music.
Are there any radio people in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Well, let me see. There was a DJ from San Francisco, I think, many, many years ago, one of progressive. But that's why we're moving towards like Don Cornelius and people who basically curated music. So I think DJs should be. Look at the records you broke.
I'm with you.
Look
Absolutely.
at that.
Well, I
got a
mean,
little more time.
DJ Kool Herc now.
Yeah, Kool Herc.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely.
Well, it's
Exactly.
the 38th annual Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It goes down Friday, November 3rd at the Barclays. And we appreciate you for stopping by. I know you got a lot of runs, a lot of stations to run by this morning.
Well, it's one
Yes.
floor here.
That's right. It's easy, huh?
That's right.
But listen, thanks for having me. I'm a fan of you guys so much, and I really, you're so much a part of what is rock and roll, from we've seen by the inductees, and I'm just so proud that you had me on.
Thank you so much. It's John Sykes.
Yes.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.